Hey everyone, this is Chef. Welcome back to Uma. Sorry about missing yesterday's video. I was out with some friends last night. Spent a little bit more time than I was really expecting to, and as nice as it was, by the time I got back I did not have the energy to do a recording. So, posted about it on the community tab. This is what we ended up getting. Wait, that's our trainee scout. Where's the... yeah, here's the support card scout that we got. We got a Pincher Orion stamina card, which is okay. And then we got another copy of Manhattan Cafe's SR card, which obviously is like the best SR that we could have for Trackblazer right now. So having another copy of that, very, very nice. And we'll see what we end up getting out of this one as well, as long as we make sure we're pulling on the correct banner. Again, the biggest thing we're looking for here is more SR copies. Getting like a Narita Top Road or two would be nice, but we're really looking to get closer to max limit break on some of our good SR support cards right now. So we'll see if we can make that happen. That's somewhat useful. That was a good wit card. That's not particularly useful, but getting 3 SRs is pretty good. And then let's go ahead and jump into what we actually want to get done today. So we're going to put down long runners for a little bit. I think we've learned a lot about doing long runner deck construction, and that's going to help us out for CM prep, which we're going to get started on next week. We've got this Super Creek, who does an okay job of surviving longs. We're only at 900 stamina, but we do have 3 white recoveries and her unique, so we're not too concerned about her ability to survive a race. We've got this Tamamo Cross that we made last time, a 1047 and a gold with 2 whites, again, pretty much where we want to be. And then we've got this ticket, which we very, very badly need to remake. We're only at 700 stamina, and while we do have 4 white recovery skills, that's not going to be sufficient to get our stamina to where it needs to be for a long race. So she can handle 2500s, she can handle 2600s. Anything longer than that, she's really going to start to have some difficulties, and that's not really where I want to be for team trials personally. I want my long runners to be able to run slightly longer races so that if there's other players who decide they're going to skimp out on stamina to this degree, I can make sure that our team is the one that's winning the 3000s, the 3200s, the 3400s, etc. But we're going to leave longs where they are for now. I think they're good enough. And what we're going to jump into today is the mediums, which is the only distance where we still have not remade any of these runners. But the good news is that we can look at this ticket and we can see that the stat line is more or less exactly where we want to wind up for mediums. 718 stamina, plus a gold recovery. Pretty much exactly where we want to be in terms of what a stat line would look like. And the deck that we used to accomplish that for ticket was 3 speed cards, 2 power cards, 1 wit card. So I think we're going to start there with a template. And I think it makes sense to start with Grass Wonder for the mediums, because, well, Grass Wonder's aptitudes are very, very annoying for doing Unity Cup and URA Finale. They're actually amazing for Trackblazer. So we have Mile A, Medium B, Long A. She's dumb. She can do basically every important G1, and all we have to do is inherit mediums, which is what she wants to be doing anyway. And then we're also looking at 20% speed growth, 10% power growth. And I believe Ticket has 10% stamina growth, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so 10% stamina growth. We're going to need to inherit a little bit of stamina to get Grass Wonder all the way up to 800 or so, because obviously Ticket fell short and Ticket has stamina growth. But I think that we can run a very, very similar deck to the deck that we used for this S Plus Ticket, and we can have a lot of success in our medium distance runners. So we're going to go and try that out now. And go ahead and hop into career. We'll get our deck set up, and we'll see how we do. Grab Grass Wonder. The biggest thing we want to look for here is stamina inherits and medium inherits. So we'll keep an eye out for that. We can include sparks from our origin legacies for the aptitude sparks. We have 1 Teo. Did we like this Teo? Stay on medium, power, turf, stay on medium. Pace Chaser straights we're not really going to use, but Nimble Navigator is good. She's fine, honestly. She's not great, but she's probably good enough to use. Let's grab that. And then as far as guests go, we're inheriting 24 stam. I wonder how much power we can afford to inherit on the other side of this chain. Let's look for stam and power. Let's look for medium and turf. See what we have access to. We have a double circle L. 3 power, 3 turf, 3 power, 3 sprint, 3 power, 3 turf. I don't love it. I definitely don't need that sprint spark in there. But it is a lot of power. This is 2 stam, 2 medium, 3 power, 3 medium, 3 power, 3 medium. I like this a lot more. I also like getting access to ramp up. I like corner adept. I like straightaway adept here. Despite the fact that we're going down to single circle affinity here over double circle affinity, I think this inherit does more for us. And so I think it's probably the one we're going to go ahead and go for. We don't necessarily need Saiyan's unique. This is a team trials runner. I don't think any unique is basically worth inheriting for team trials. So we can just roll with that in terms of the blue sparks that we're looking for. And then for medium team trials, Grass Wonder does have a 20% speed growth rate, so there's a part of me that wonders if we could potentially do a 2 speed deck. But let's start with a 3 speed deck and just see where we wind up. If we cap speed in the middle of summer break, then we know that we need to adjust that a bit. But for now, let's start here. We've got Shinko Windy as our good SR race bonus card. Tosin Jordan is going to be our source of our 1 gold recovery. We'll get Breath of Fresh Air out of that. We'll grab 2 stamina cards. No, 2 power cards. And those are more than likely going to be Hishi Amazon and Nishino Flower again. That's just a good combination of stats that we're getting as well as race bonus. And then our wit card, when we did ticket, we used Fine Motion here. And that worked. But I do wonder if this couldn't be like a Marvelous Sunday instead, because we don't necessarily need Pace Chaser. The mood effect and the training effectiveness on Fine Motion is really good, though. Like, really, really good. Even if we don't need Pace Chaser, we might want to do this anyway. So this is only 3 SSRs, which would give us... And we don't really care about your gold skill at all. I really don't love borrowing Matikane for these. We just don't have another good speed card that has 10% race bonus anyway. Wonder if I have any SSR power cards that have a gold skill that's worth borrowing for a late surger. That also have, like, reasonable stats on them. Oh, you know what? I have Sunday. I don't love Sunday as a card. We've covered that, but this is a really nice opportunity to take advantage of Fast and Furious. So what is my race bonus right now? We're at 10, 20, 25, 35... 33, 43, 59, 57, because you're not max limit break, 57. So I could drop Hishi Amazon for Marvelous Sunday, and that would put us over 60, I believe. So how much race bonus do we have? You have race bonus. So this is +5. You have race bonus, so this is +10. And that's it. Everybody else we should just be able to count up. So we go to perks. Race bonus 30, 35, 45, 51, 61. We'll be at 61% race bonus. I think that is a lovely deck, as long as we're looking at a late searcher specifically. And if we wanted to, the card that we shave would actually be Matikane if we decide to go to 2 speed. So if we wanted to run a 2 speed deck, and I think it may actually work, the card that I would really like here is Nice Nature, who does have 15% race bonus. So we'd go all the way to 65, which doesn't actually really get us anything extra in terms of stats, because the race point breakpoints are every 10. But it does mean that we could trim a race bonus card elsewhere in the deck. Like, we could run a better power card than Nishino Flower, or we could run a better speed card than Shinko Windy. We could go to, like, a Sweet Tosho or something like that. That's something really interesting to think about. But for now, let's stick with this. We'll see how a 3-speed, 2-power, 1-wit deck works. And if it works well and we end up capping speed, I think we can actually shave Matikane and turn that into Nice Nature's Wit card. We can dump Fine Motion for a worse Wit card, like a... Well, we can't do a Marvelous Sunday, it would be something else. What would you be? You might be like an Agnes Tachyon. You have decent medium hints. You have medium straights, medium corners, and up tempo. Like, we want all of those things. Yeah, so we might drop you to like an Agnes Tachyon. And then we'd still be above 50% race bonus. That's interesting to think about. For now, let's do this. I'm going to try and do 2 careers today. It's a Saturday, and we need to do a makeup from Friday. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll see if we can iterate on both of these decks. We also need to remember to turn on shop item auto consumption. And then let's get started. These first turns are going to be exactly like Yore Finale. We are just looking to maximize friendships for the first 12 turns, get those bars as high as possible. I would love to come out of it a great mood, and I would love to come out of it at fairly high energy, but we'll see if our trainings actually want to cooperate with that. That seems like a fine turn to take stamina, just to progress some bars. I do not need an explanation, thank you though. One friend, one friend, one friend, one friend, one friend. What a wonderful turn to recreate. I would be fine with anything here. Karaoke's fine. Wit 5, 15 skill points versus 10 speed. I think we're going to be okay on speed. Maybe it's a little presumptive, but I think I can take wit and skill points here because I'm pretty sure speed is going to cap this run. And then we have one friend, 3 friends. That's power training. We can... So here I'm still going to take speed stamina. This is like 15 stats versus just... Well, should I commit to my principles, I guess? You should commit to your principles. If you think you're going to cap speed, and if you think your stamina is going to be okay, you should take wit and skill points here. Let's just see how high speed gets this run. But I think if we nail like one good rainbow speed training, we're gonna be set for life. So let's commit to that idea. Would love to get 5 energy out of this. Fine Motion moving through her event extremely quickly. It's just another speed training. 2 friends better than anything else. I'll take free energy again. Never unhappy to see that event show up. She's done. She's out. Repaired to pass is fine. We're probably not even going to use it. I really wish that you had left me a little bit of energy, though, because I'd like to take this power training. We're forced into a rest now. Here, I'm going to take speed because I don't really feel like spending energy. It's a beautiful speed training. Hard to ask for anything better than that. 2, 0, 1, 2, 1. Nation of Flowers Friendship is kind of lagging behind at this point. We probably should get it a little higher. I do like the Wit preserves a bit of energy here, though. We can still train safely next turn, so I guess we can afford to take this. It doesn't put us, like, critically low on energy. And then 2, 0, 1, 2, 1. Again, Fine Motion's friendship here is really low. We should take this speed training to work on Fine Motion. I don't like what that does to my energy management, but I'd really like to get some of those low friendships up early. Stam Guts versus 20 Wit. Just take 20 Wit straight up. And then I'd love to see a usable Wit here. It's somewhat usable. But the debut is going to cost us 20 energy. Ish. Might cost us 15 if we win the flip. We should probably rest this turn, because I think whatever training we see on the turn after this is probably going to be better than whatever this turn is. So let's go ahead and rest. This is going to give us the energy we need to get through our debut and then be able to train on the other side of it still. Shifting gears, probably not a hint we're going to be using. This is not a mile runner, and she's not going to be spending time near the front. Good. Always a bit smoother when you win your debut. And now the mechanics begin. Let's see what the first shop has in store for us. Grilled carrots, I love. Grab that. Vita 20, I love. Power manual. Artisan Queethammer coaching megaphone, we're fine to see them go. It'd be nice to buy, but I don't think they're as good as any of the other stuff here, so let's pick all that up. We can use these carrots immediately. Fine Motion and Nishino Flower need the most help as far as support is concerned. So let's try and keep an eye out for them. Well, there they are on the same training. This is why we rested going into the debut. I know that we bought a Vita 20, but it's still just extra insurance, and none of those trainings were particularly impressive. So let's take a power training. Bit of extra stats. 2 friends on power again. 2 friends on stamina again, and they're the 2 friends that we care about raising friendship on right now. We could use a Vita 20 here to really make sure we don't fail, but I think I'm willing to gamble on a 5% and then just rest. If we fail a 5, like, that's life. We also don't really care about Matikani's event finishing, but at the same time, we only have 4 SSRs in the deck, and we're already done with Fine Motion's event chain. So I wouldn't mind gambling to get the extra stats out of the top option here. We're still really early into the run, so I would try taking it for stats. Sure. That is a good stamina training. Please Vita 20 me out of the red zone for training failures. Oh, that's good. Very, very nice. This is why we keep Vita 20s around. And then this is also going to be a rest. Power 20 versus Stam 10, Guts 10. We're not going to need the Guts. The Stamina would be nice, but I'll just take the 20 power straight up. 2 friends on Wit is kind of... Oh, I should be looking at races. I forgot what scenario we're on. I think we missed a mile in early August already. That's my bad. No, wait, here it is. This is the one we wanted. It's okay, we're good. We grab this instead. We want to start running races. There we go. Show me a shop update. Wit scroll. I would definitely like to have a wit scroll. I'll take power out of this. Give me a wit scroll. A guts manual's fine, but like guts isn't a super high priority buy for me right now. I think we can just grab this and be content with it. There's also a race today, and it's a junior stakes. We want to try and win 3 of these because there's a junior stakes epithet. What trainings are we passing up? Passing up on a good power, but we can't do anything about it. We obviously can't train today. So give me the junior stakes and then we'll rest late September. Don't think... Well... We do get 1 free reroll. No, we're gonna run a lot of G1s. We should save that. It's unfortunate, but we should save that reroll. We might need it for, like, the Derby or the Kikuka Show or one of the other big name races. I would so love to have 30 energy right now. That's very nice. 140. We can afford 1 Guts manual. So late September we take off. I don't believe there's good races this turn. Yeah, it's just a bunch of opens and pre-opens, so let's take a rest. This is Saudi Arabia Royal Cup, which we would like to run. Charming versus energy plus 20. Huh. You know, I think it's early enough that we can still get value out of Charming right now, especially if we see a carrot in the shop refresh on this turn. Oh! Yes, man. This is gambling. We'll take a motivating megaphone. We'll take a guts manual. I wouldn't mind taking a fluffy pillow just for insurance. Oh, that's huge. Give me those grilled carrots. And then we'd really like to race today. What are my training options like? Not great. We'll go do the Saudi Arabia Royal Cup. Should find the person who I wanted to shout out in the comments today, because somebody, and I don't want to say who it was before I double check, but somebody left a really, really good point about the race schedule that we've been using. It was Big Chihuna. So what they said is when we're running a strict medium long runner, they like to take the open in early November instead of the open in early December. Because as cheeky as it is to get a race in on late December with 0 negatives at all, there is a versus race for mediums in early January. So this is a mile runner. We're going to be running the Hanshin JF. But what they're saying is that you race early November, like here. You race late November here. You take early December off, and then you hopeful stakes late December. And you versus race classic year early January. Whereas the schedule we've been using is we've historically been taking early November off, and then we've been running this route, which lets us run the hopeful stakes with no debuffs for getting the 3 races in a row. I think either of those are fine, and like I said, it doesn't matter for this run, but it was, I think, a really good point, and it's something I'm going to keep more of an eye out for in the future, because I think there are cases where we might want to target a versus race in early January. As far as the schedule we want to use here, because we dropped the Sapporo Junior Stakes, we actually would like to run the Daily High Junior Stakes, and we'd like to run the Kyoto Junior Stakes, and we'd like to run the Hanshin JF, because this is an epithet race. Which means we are going to have a 3-race schedule here, and we're going to have to deal with the fallout from that. There is also the Artemis Stakes today, which is a rival race, but I honestly think that the epithet for the Junior Stakes, giving us 10 stats, is probably more value than this rival race. And I don't want to run 4 races in a row, because I just think that's going to torpedo the run fairly early. I would love to see a good wit training today, though. Oh, that's hard to turn down. So we're going to skip the hopeful stakes this run, I think. I think we take this speed training because this is so much friendship progress. It puts all of our speed guards to Toast and Jordan's almost there. It puts most of our speed guards to gold, and it's just a good training statistically. I would really, really like to see a set of Vita 20s or a skin cream in the shop, though. Or a cupcake, because I think we're going to get nailed by a mood down here. So we can take Stam Scroll, Master Cleat Hammer. I would like to come back for this power ankle weight. We're going to buy that next turn. But not seeing anything I want yet. We can get good shop rerolls here if we cross our fingers really hard. Good second win. We would really like to win gambles here. That really makes our energy a lot more flexible. Now we can buy the power ankle weight. Grab that. This is summer break prep. We can run the junior stakes. So this is our 3rd junior stakes race. I guess if we do the Tokyo Sports High, this is an 1800. It's a non-standard distance race, which there is an epithet for winning like 10 non-standard races. We're going to get the standard one by default, basically. So in choosing between these two, we might as well... Well, the other consideration to make is that this is a rival race at a medium, which means we have a chance of getting a hint for a medium skill. I think you could go either way on this one, but let's see if we can get ourselves a hint for a medium. I think that's a fairly interesting choice to make, with low stakes in terms of which one you pick there. I could see an argument for going to either of them, though. And then here we can gamble away. Doesn't matter if we hit minus 25 or minus 10. That's nice. Speed ankle weights we definitely want. There's our epithet for winning 3 junior stakes races. Umamusume. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to take that. That's very good. We can gamble here again. Alright, we failed out of the event chain anyway, but we got +7 to all out of it, which is fine. Speed ankle weights for sure. And then let's go for 3 races in a row. Passing up a single rainbow power, an okay guts training, an okay stam training, and none of these are phenomenal. Hitting skin condition here would be really bad, and dodging the multiple races debuff in general would be really good. We probably re-roll that because this is an epithet race. I don't like re-rolling it, but we probably do. There. And then did we win the lottery? Guts Manual, Artisan, Cleat Hammer. We didn't win the lottery, but we didn't lose the lottery either. I'll take a Guts Manual. I'm fine with all of the rest of this stuff leaving the shop. I don't feel like I need it at all. We are at 215 coins, which is going to make this next shop reset truly wonderful. Let's take our rest. And then we have the possibility of a versus race next turn as well. What are we at for shop refresh? Competitive spirit? No, thank you. Another grilled carrot. Notepads? I don't care. Cupcake's great. Vita 40's great. Second power ankle weight's pretty good. Wit training application. You know, if I don't buy the power ankle weights because I don't need them now, and we run the versus race today, I can buy that next turn. It's still really early in the run. I don't love these training applications. I don't think they're great. But this is really early to get the wit one, and I think we're going to be training wit quite a bit. Use the grilled carrots immediately. You're so flush with money. Single rainbow speed is what we're passing up here. None of those trainings are amazing. I think running any versus race will be better. Nakayama turf versus Kyoto turf. We should probably take the medium because we're chasing medium hints. That's really, I think, the biggest determinant there in that decision for us. Okay. Fine gambling here. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. Alright, we have some money to spend. 5 energy, 5 wit versus 5 speed, 5 stam. I'll take the energy, thank you. And then we head back into shop. I want wit training application immediately. Well, you don't need it right now, because you want to grab both of these empowering megaphones for summer break, and then you also want a stamina scroll. Artisan Cleat Hammer can leave. You'd need to run 2 races in the next 5 turns to get this wit training application. We can do that. We can do that. So let's do it. Single rainbow, nothing. A really nice power training that I don't necessarily have to... Well, I can't take it at 35. I think we just rest here. Let's just get some energy back. We have 4 turns to go on the wit training application, which is really like 3 turns, because we can't buy it with 1 turn to go. But there's a versus race today. These are both 1,800 miles. So they progress us the same for a non-standard distance epithet. We can take either of them. And then I would like to race probably early March. And then we can pick up the wit training application. It's a big turn to win again. Another empowering megaphone. I don't think I can afford that. I also don't think I need it. Trainings today. Nothing great. We could race again. It's only opens. Maybe we just work on Fine Motion's friendship today. You could just take wit. Nah, you should work on Fine Motion's friendship. I really don't like what this is doing for my energy management, but we do have a backup Vita 40. And then we're going to race early March, rest late March, Satsuki show early April. Is probably the way that's going to go down. Yeah, let's work on Fine Motion's friendship. Having rainbow trainings online for summer break would be really nice. Alright, we must race today if we want any hope of buying this wit training application. We are passing up a pretty good rainbow power to do it. We're passing up a decent wit for progressing friendship to do it. But I still think this is better. Our rival race is a mile instead of the medium, which is unfortunate, but we'll live. Okay. Don't have to worry about gambling. We're getting so much energy from races, by the way. Or so much stamina from races. It's really going to help us hit that cap for mediums. Alright, so now we can get in here. We can get this wit training application. The empowering megaphone's going to go. This empowering megaphone's also probably going to go. We're already at 2. I would like to have more, but I have enough to make it through summer break right now. So I don't really need to buy these. I'd like to have 4. But I don't need them right now, and I'll probably see more of them later, so let's prioritize scrolls and getting this wit training application. This is going to be either a rest or a wit today. If we see a good wit, we'd take it. It's not a good wit. But we could probably still take it for the sake of energy management. It is another 14 sats. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with taking wit here. We would like to get our wit fairly high for the sake of team trials. Take another 5 energy out of that. And then this is going to be a shop refresh. Although we are fairly light on coins now after buying that wit application. Ramp up, groundwork. Not something we're going to buy here. But ramp up is nice. Here's the shop refresh. It's a discounted shop. Another wit training application. Master Cleat Hammer, Speed Manuals. We want both of those. I'd like to get this wit training application again, honestly, because it's discounted. So if we skip the Speed Manuals and we run the Satsuki show, we can buy it next turn. That's interesting. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go like this, because we can also run the mile races. We're going to go like this. Then we also go like this. And then like... No, I think we still skip the QE2 Cup. We should double check. Let's go look at Uma.guide quick. All right, so we're back with Uma.guide again. I guess we should probably show how to get to this because they changed their homepage. You used to have the Trackblazer guide right here front and center, but that's now the Pisces guide for CM11. We're going to get started on that on Monday. That's when RCM prep is going to start. But the Trackblazer guide is now down here, and they have a very nice little example schedule written down here. So there's basically 5 routes that you can take when you're doing Trackblazer. You have the Triple Crown route, Triple Tiara route, but then you also have the Sprint route, the Dirt route, and then you have the Tiara Plus Long route, which is kind of a weird one. I don't know that you'd really ever do Tiara Plus Long. I can't think of a time that you would. Either way, for Grass Wonder, we're going to be on the Triple Crown route. We're going to be looking to do mediums and longs specifically. And for that, they give you this nice example schedule. This includes a lot of G3s and G2s, which I don't always necessarily do. It also includes supplementary G1s, which aren't strictly necessary. Like the Hopeful Stakes is not strictly necessary. And this is also an example schedule that's doing that triple race run in the lead up to going into Classic year, because you can't get a mood down penalty on the Hopeful Stakes when you're doing it in junior year. But that said, this is kind of like the core schedule that you'd really be looking at doing. The broader point, though, is if you go up here, these are the major races that you want to be looking at. And when we're thinking about whether we run the Queen Elizabeth II Cup or not, the QE2 Cup is primarily a component of the Tiara route. So the idea is that you win the Okusho, Japanese Oaks, and Shukusho. That's your triple tiara. That gives you the Lady epithet. And then once you have the Lady epithet, you can win the QE2 Cup in Classic, and then win it twice, both in Classic and Senior year, to get both Heroine and Goddess, which gives you a ton of extra random stats. The problem with that is that we're not doing the Tiara route. We're doing the Classic route. We're getting the Triple Crown, which means that we don't strictly have to run the QE2 Cups. For us, the QE2 Cup is just a normal G1. It's worth like 50 stats, which is good, and we'll probably still run it if our training is bad on that turn. But it's not an epithet race, which means that's all it's worth. We don't get these extra random stats plus 10 and random stats plus 15. So if we get back to our schedule, and we're thinking about what races we want to run here, this is skippable, and we don't necessarily have to block it in. On the other hand, we need to win either the Japan Cup or the Arima Keenan in Classic year in order to get our hands on Incredible, which is 2 random stats plus 15. So we're going to plug in both of those for now. We're going to say here's Japan Cup, and then here's Arima Keenan. But if we can, we'd like to skip the Japan Cup and run the Mile Championship instead, because the Mile Championship is a component of one of the supplementary sprint mile routes. So if we come back into Uma.guide, down here under the sprint mile route, we have a few extra mile races that we can run. The NHK Mile Cup, Yasuda Kinen, and Mile Championship. This we can do, no matter whether we're on the Tiara route or the Classic route. These are all races that we can target. The problem with that, of course, is that we can't get the Senior Autumn Triple Crown, the Fall Champion epithet, if we're running the Mile Championship in Senior year. Which means the Mile Championship needs to happen in Junior year, the Japan Cup needs to happen in Senior year, and it forces the Arima Keenan to be the Classic year race that we run in order to get Incredible. Complicated, and epithets are a big, big part of Trackblazer runs, but that is where this schedule is going to flow from for this particular career. We would really like to aim for this if we could, and any supplementary races in here, like, Mainichi Okan or Kyoto Daishoten or doing the Takarazuka Kinen Classic year, those are just normal races for us. We're going to look at them on like an ad hoc basis rather than making them strictly necessary parts of this schedule. All that to say, if you're still with me, let's go run the Satsuki Show. And let's buy a few skills here that are fairly cheap, that are hopefully going to increase our odds of being able to do well. Should buy Umastand too, that's not getting any cheaper. That are hopefully going to increase our odds of doing well and keep us from burning clocks on this. We don't even need to look at the trainings for the Satsuki show. This race is worth around 120 stats in terms of all the epithets we unlock later. Maybe, honestly, even more. Very smooth. And now we get to buy our wit training application once again. So we should be at like level 4 wit now or something like that. Medium straights is great. Corner adapt tint is great. We're at 140. It's discounted to 135. Grab that, buy it. And then after we run these two, we can buy everything else from that shop that we want. Because there is a lot of other good stuff in there. We cannot race today, because we don't want to do a 4-race penalty here. So we're just going to train, and this honestly looks like a fantastic whip. It pushes fine motion to gold. There's a few extra friends here to get some training effectiveness and mood effect out of it. Our wit is level 3, so we're getting considerable stats out of that. We are looking at Marvelous Sunday's friendship right now and thinking you're probably not going to be contributing many rainbows to our summer break training. But at the same time, that's fine, because our power is doing okay right now. And then for the NHK Mile Cup, we're passing up on a speed training I would really like to take if I could. But it's not going to be as good as a race that contributes to epithets. So we'll take the NHK Mile Cup. If we lose this, this will be a reroll. It's not. And then we do the Derby. We're getting really lucky on rolls here. Speed Eater, not something we'll be using. Top. Coaching Megaphone we can skip. Guts Ankle Weight we can skip. Master Cleat Hammer would be nice, but we'll have more opportunities to buy them closer to the end of the run. Let's get a pair of speed manuals. We have a plain Cupcake already. We don't need another one. Good Luck Charm would be nice. Empowering Megaphone would be nice. Master Cleat Hammer would be nice. After the Derby, we can afford both of those. So let's go like this. Race the Derby. We re-roll this, obviously. Try again. We have more than enough stats to win this race. It's not a stats problem. There we go. It's a blocked problem. But you cannot block me forever. And then this is going to be a rest early June. And then we'll probably be looking to like wit late June. From the shop, we'd like to grab Empowering Megaphone. We'd like to grab Master Cleat Hammer. I don't like how many shop coins this leaves us going into summer break. If we can run the Takarazuka Kina in late June, I'm going to try to. But we would really need a big rest on this turn specifically, passing up a single rainbow power, single rainbow speed. Those are skippable. You know, that's not that bad. we can fix that with a Cupcake. And it basically gives us full energy. So let's run the Keenan, the Takarazuka Keenan, because I want more coins going into summer break if there's good stuff to buy in the summer break shop. And I really like the way this has worked out so far. That's a huge time to win an energy gamble. Late Searcher Savvy's also really nice. Shop Refresh, it's discounted again. What am I seeing? A Good Luck Charm would be nice. Speed Manual's nice. Gut Scroll's nice. Master Cleat Hammer's nice, but we can skip it. Reset Whistle's good. Vita 20 is good. Guts Manual's good. Power Manual's good. I want all of this. And we can get it. Because we can run a race early September at the end of spring break, and it'll give us enough coins to buy the rest of this. So let's grab Power Manual, Guts Manual. You should buy the Vita 20, actually. That's probably more important than anything. Oh, well, you have to buy these because they're about to leave. Don't buy the Reset Whistle right now. Let's go with this. We need to buy these because they're about to leave the shop. We don't have to make a decision about Reset Whistle versus Vita 20 now. We can play it by ear. That is a fairly good speed training. So let's go ahead and use our Empowering Megaphones. I'm not going to use a weight on this because we only have the 1 speed ankle weight right now, and we can get a better speed training than that. Oh, and Cupcake this too, obviously. Get an extra 10% stats out of that. Okay. Good. Still good. I think we just take that again. Yeah, I don't see anything else better going on. This is going to be a Vita 40 to get our energy back. We don't want to take a turn off during summer break to rest. It's a beautiful wit training. Let's pop our second Empowering Megaphone. Passing up anything else here? No, absolutely not. Give me the wit. Good little bit of energy recovery that also contributes to building stats. And then a pretty good speed. So this is the last training we have for this summer break. Let's pop the ankle weights because we'll have the opportunity to buy more of these. We also know that we don't need to buy the Reset Whistle right now, so we can just grab these manuals and we'll get the rest of them next turn. But we'll buy stats if we're going to go run a race, because that might contribute to us winning that race. And then we'll just take this speed training. That was a really, really good summer break. Really, really good. So let's go do our versus race. Medium turf at Niigata. This is a fairly rare track, so we should probably take the one that's at Niigata, because we're not going to have a ton of opportunities to run there. May contribute to us getting the epithet. And then we can buy everything else that we wanted in that shop that we couldn't quite afford. We can get the Vita, we can get the Reset Whistle, we can get all the stuff that we had to pass up. Oh my god, she only gets -10s. It's crazy. We're getting so much free energy out of gambling this run. Alright, buy my stuff. Reset Whistle, yes. Vita 20, yes. Wit Scroll, yes. We should race this turn to get the Empowering Megaphone, rest early October, and then get ready for this potential 3-race stretch. I do want that Empowering Megaphone. And there is a versus race today. And it's a non-standard distance race. I like everything about that. Okay. Very good, very good. Can't win them all. With the way our luck has been going, that's okay. Oh my god, I can't afford all this. I can't buy all these items, man. There's not enough coins. Alright, our priorities here. Empowering Megaphone before it leaves. A pair of scrolls, because those are very efficient. I don't need to buy any more Empowering Megaphones after this one. Like, it would be nice to have training stat gain plus 60 for the last 3 turns, but the big ones are summer break, and we have enough Empowering Megaphones to get us through senior year summer break right now. So I'm actually going to deprioritize this Empowering Megaphone. Motivating Megaphones still don't need. So it's like Reset Whistle and Wit Manual are the only must-buys here. Oh, and a Miracle Cure. Yeah, so I want to buy these 3. But they leave in 6 turns. We have more than enough time to buy those. This needs to be a rest. We bought a pillow, didn't we? Holy cow, the foresight. Yeah. Okay. This is why you buy insurance items every once in a while. It's a double rainbow speed, double rainbow power. Neither of those are better than an epithet race. How are you looking on stamina? You're at 454. That should be enough to win, and you don't have any recoveries that you can buy right now anyway. So you might need to burn a clock or 2 on this if you rush. But beyond that, you should be all right. Never mind, you're fine. Okay. Don't need either of those, fortunately. Mercifully, we've been granted a reprieve from buying items in the shop. Mood +1 versus Trick Front? I mean, I don't need either of these. So I'll just take the skill hint. One rainbow, double rainbow power training. Or 32 stats. Versus non-epithet G1 that's worth about 60 stats, but is a rival race. That is a race day, but it's close. It's not obviously a race day, but it's a race day. We'll get the plain cupcake instead in case we hit mood downs. We're going to say goodbye to the empowering megaphone. I think these are more important. Just keep buying insurance items. So we'll run QE2, we'll run Mile Championship. If we get skin condition, we have a miracle cure for it now. We rest early December, and then we do the Arima Keenan late December. All according to plan so far. That's fine. That's not great, but we have a tiny sliver of energy, so we can still run the Mile Championship. Holy shit. Let's go look at Uma.guide really quick. How much is this worth again? So a G1, just like the raw Mile Championship, it's worth around 60 stats. This is a 66 stat race. So if this was not an epithet race, this speed training would be better than this race. However, the Mile Championship contributes to Breakneck Miler, which gives us 2 random stats to +15, which means that this is not worth 60 points. It's worth 90. 60 from the race itself, the stats we get from winning it, as well as the shop coins, in addition to the 2 random stats +15 that we're going to get out of finishing the epithet when we win the Yasuda Keenan in senior year. We don't take this training. It sucks. It sucks a lot. But we don't take that training. Statistically, in terms of the stats that we get out of winning the Mile Championship, it's better than this. I would really love you to come back during summer break, though. I hope I see you again. That's so unfortunate. At the same time, we are at 700 speed right now, before the end of Classic Year. We can get away with this being a 2-speed tech. We were at 1 energy. Oh, it's so free. That's a good time to get a mood up, huh? That works so well for us. We can take energy +10 here. We're still going to rest early December, but it's not like we're going to completely fill our energy. Shop is about to reset. Do we miss anything here? A pocket planner would be nice in case we run into Slacker. I don't really think I need anything else here. Maybe a second power ankle weight. So we have 2 on us. And then speed scroll. Plain cupcake. Yeah, it's not horrible to have 2. Nah, we'll risk it and just sit on 1. Maybe we can find a second one if we really need it. But I don't want to buy like 2 insurance items. Also, if this is a good training, we could take it. It's not. Okay. Okay. This is a risk then. +50's fine. And then this is also part of an epithet, so we're going to take it over most trainings. And none of those trainings are good enough to pull us off of the Arima Keenan. This is going to give us the... what are you called? Incredible? This is going to give us the Incredible epithet. Okay, everything has gone according to plan so far. It's been a good junior year. It's been a good classic year. Let's see if we can hold it together in senior year. But this is currently shaping up to be a phenomenal Grass Wonder run, as long as we can hit the gold recovery out of Tosin Jordan. If we can't, then our only recovery is Radiant Star, and that's not a great situation to be in. It's better than nothing, but I'd rather have the true gold recovery. Shop refresh. Stamina weight, power ankle weight, who cares? Vita 20 for sure. Guts manuals, sure. Energy drink max, sure. Training. Single rainbow, single rainbow. Relative to a versus race. So we've been using the heuristic that a race is worth about 50 stats. That is going to be true up to around late June. And then in the last 8 turns, races become a lot less valuable. For now, though, considering we're only at 118 coins, I wouldn't mind continuing to build up my race coin fund, and then just finding opportunities to rest later. Okay. We should also probably... Holy cow, that's distance on a medium. He is terrifying. We should also plug in our race schedule for this year. That's a great shop refresh. Holy cow. Alright, so we are looking at Osaka High. We're looking at Spring Tenno. A little scary right now, but we're looking at Spring Tenno. Victoria Mile. Nothing here. Yasuda Kinen and Takarazuka Kinen, because this is Spring Triple Crown. Then we're looking at Autumn Triple Crown. We're maybe looking at QE2 Cup, but it's not necessary. Japan Cup. And then we're looking at Arima Kinen. So that's our G1 schedule. We'll fill it in with G2s here and there. These trainings aren't great, but this is our 3rd race in a row, so we probably just rest this turn. Are we about to lose anything from the shop that matters? I buy these because you wanted them. No, you're not about to lose anything. So just grab these 3. Take a full rest. And then here, we can afford to train a few times. We're at 803 speed right now. Fine motion is here doing a ton of work for mood effect. There's no versus race. I'd like to find a way to get some stats into stamina right now, but I think we're going to have to do it over summer break, as things stand currently. We need like 200 more stamina. That doesn't really help. None of these are great. This is probably just versus race territory again. And then we'll rest early March. If we, well... We really, I wish there was a rival here, because a Kokura race is rare. 1800 is a non-standard distance, but I guess we can take the Nakayama instead. And that'll be fine. Okay. She's crazy. She can't be stopped. 5 power versus 5 wit. I wouldn't mind having the power right now. There's another versus race today. That's not a bad speed training. That's a fairly bad wit training. What is the versus race? Oh, it's a Chukyo. Again, a bit of a rare track. And it's also a medium distance race, which means we could get medium hints out of it. But that would put us at 3 races for the Osaka High. But we can fix it if anything happens. We have Miracle Cure. We have Plain Cupcake. We should have bought that second Plain Cupcake, but it was still in the shop, probably. I'm fine risking a race here, I think. So the Osaka High will be 3 in a row, but there's just not really anything going on for our trainings, and our energy wasn't so low that I felt like we needed to rest. Okay. Stamina is very nice right now. This is going to be fast and furious. Very nice. Passing up virtually nothing. I know this will be 3 consecutive races. We can fix it on the other side. Alright. I'm still looking at our stamina for the Spring Tenno and trying to figure out how in the world we're going to clear that. That might help. The stamina inheritance here will help too. Only 21? Maybe not. What do we got? Guts manual, yes. Wit scroll, yes. Speed training application, I don't think we need. It's very late in the run for this to be useful. 135 shop coins means we need to get around 68 stats out of buying this, and I don't see that happening. So we're going to skip that. Vita 20, Guts manual, Guts manual. We already have a Miracle Cure, so we don't need a second one, and we're also sitting at 311 shop coins. When there are only 3 more shop resets across this entire run, I don't think we need to run races anymore. Like, non-G1 epithet races, I think we can skip. Because remember that a lot of the stats that we're getting out of running races comes from the value of shop coins themselves. But we already have 7 races on the calendar right now. Effectively, we are at over 1,000 shop coins right now. It would be very surprising if we spent all 1,000 of those shop coins right now, let alone extra shop coins that we got out of doing supplementary races. So I think from here on out, we just train. This is just training until the end of the run. We're going to go ahead and take a rest here. It would be nice to do like versus races for hints and skill points and things like that, but I don't think it is strictly necessary past this point. I really don't need to do any kind of preps item-wise for Spring Tenno. Rosy Outlook won't trigger for us. You know, Be Still isn't a bad idea. Even in team trials, this is just going to be a skill activation. And we know we're going to buy Glittering Star anyway, and it's not going to get any cheaper. This is also stamina recovery. Let's buy those 2 as an insurance plan for making it through this race. Just increase our odds a little bit. Second by what? 3.5 lengths? It's winnable. Try again. Third? It's winnable. Try again. There we go. Okay. It cost us a few clocks, but we get there. That should be the last hard race in the career. Power scroll, speed scroll. Happy to see that. We could almost start buying cleat hammers at this point. Like, cleat hammers aren't great. You're not getting stat gain that's worth the cost you put into them, but what you are getting is extra skill points out of them. Because I believe race stat gain also counts skill points. We should actually double check that. We can double check it right now. So we just won a G1. And we got 56 skill points. Let's see how many skill points we get out of winning the G1 today. Artisan Cleat Hammer me. Because we're definitely running this race. It's an epithet. Arguably, we should have checked trainings, because if it was triple speed plus fine motion plus Nishino Flower, it probably would have been better than this. But it's too late now. So we get 56 skill points out of Spring Tenno. We get 67 out of the Victoria Mile. So it says stats, but it also counts skill points. And the big thing that we're getting out of skill points is more skills at the end of the run. So given how flush we are with shop coins right now, I think we can afford to start buying cleat hammers that we see in order to build that. Now, am I going to spend 135 on a speed training application? No, I'm not made of money. But I think buying cleat hammers at this point and spending them on our remaining G1s is a fairly good idea. That's a good speed training. Holy cow. That's 58 stats we're getting out of that, but then where does your energy come from, man? You have 4 Vita 20 right now, and 3 good luck charms. So we would good luck charm this, and we'd go to 2 good luck charms. We'd also probably motivating megaphone this. Getting 40% extra stats out of this for 1 motivating megaphone does seem pretty good. And then you'd run the Yasuda Kinan. You'd go to 0 energy. You'd use an energy drink max. You'd burn your 5 energy on the Takara's Yukikina, and then you'd use all 4 of your Vita 20s to go to 80 energy before summer break, and you'd cross your fingers to see a Vita 40 or a Vita 65 in the shop. Yeah, that's fairly risky, but, like, there's a path to victory there. There's a way to make it work. Oh, you didn't use the megaphone! That's okay. That's still a lot of stats to get out of that training. We're still alright. So this is functionally going to be a free race. That's a good speed training again, but I don't need it right now. This is going to be free. It's a race that's going to cost us around 4 energy. And then the Takarazuka Kinen is going to be a race that costs us about 5 energy. So we are getting insanely good value out of doing these races right now, at the cost of having to blow every single energy recovery item we've saved up thus far this run. Gambling obviously doesn't matter here. There's our epithet for winning the miles. Oh no, we're gonna get like 20 energy. I forgot there's a hidden event here. Or not a hidden event, a scripted event here. So we're gonna get plus 20 and then not really like use any of that. Is this shop about... Yeah, we're about to lose items out of the shop. Should I get another power ankle weight? I guess it doesn't hurt. You are at 500 shop coins. If you see 3 good power trainings in summer break, you'll be glad you have it. So this is just gonna burn all of our energy off. And that's fine. Plus 5 stamina is nice. Okay. Show me stamina again. Power? Eh. And then shop reset. I want to see a Vita 65 in here so bad. Aw, son of a... Alright, well... Artisan Cleat Hammer for skill points, Reset Whistle for gambling, Guts Manual for stats, Plain Cupcake for extra insurance, just in case we hit a bunch of mood downs closer to the end of the run. We have so many shop coins right now. We have so many shop coins, honestly. Pick up a Guts ankle weight and pick up a motivating megaphone. We can use this in the final turns. And then we need to get our energy back, so we drink all 4 Vita 20s. Yep. There we go. That's exactly the power training we wanted to build our stamina. So this is going to be power ankle weight, empowering megaphone. That's almost as good as our power trainings can get. If Marvelous Sunday was also here, it would mechanically be as good as they can get. Do it again. It's not as good. There's a part of me that almost wants to take Wit this turn to manage energy. Obviously, I don't want to rest when I have an empowering megaphone active. And then if we see a good training next turn, I think we have severe energy problems. And this training isn't great. Like, it's good, but it's not great. So give me the Wit here instead. I'd like to take one more wit training this summer if I could. We're gonna have to take this power because my stamina is an issue. So this is empowering megaphone, power ankle weight. This is why we bought the power ankle weights. This is exactly why we bought the power ankle weights. Sometimes you make your own luck. And then just a decent rainbow wit training. You know, we could also... We could reset whistle this. I don't even know what I'd be looking for, though. Like a triple rainbow speed, I guess. But where else are we going to use these reset whistles? This is the only time we have level 5 facilities, so I think we should blow all 3 reset whistles now, rather than saving them until, like, the end of the run. A double rainbow power would be really nice. That's a nothing training. Double rainbow power would be great. Triple rainbow speed would be great. Well, there you go. Good luck, Charmy. Oh, baby. Ask and ye shall receive. Alright, we do not need speed anymore. We'll take stamina. Deck rocks, honestly. Deck is good. I'll buy another power ankle weight. We're loaded, man. This is a rest, probably. Hey, what's the versus race? It's another Niigata. Yeah, you don't need the coins, man. Like, it's... Okay, so it's a versus race, you get a skill. That's cool. But what if you get a good training late September? You would want to take it. Yeah, we can't be racing anymore. Give me my plus 50. And now that our energy is recovered, now we can race. If we're good on energy, and we see a good versus race, we can take it. There's also a non-standard distance race, which is kind of sick. We'll probably rest early October. Or, if it's a good versus race, we can do 3 races in a row, ending on the Autumn Tenno, skip the QE2, and then we can do 3 races in a row, ending on the Urihime Kinan. We could do either of them. Another empowering megaphone and power ankle weights. Guess what? I can afford that. Was that the non-standard distance epithet? There's no way, right? It was. Yes, man. I think I'd actually be fine taking wit here to just build stats a little bit rather than taking a race. It isn't Umamusume stakes race. It's a non-standard distance race, but we don't care about that anymore. There's an epithet for winning 3 Umamusume stakes races. There's no shot we finish that with the rest of this run. So we can skip that. Give me a reset whistle, guts manual, Vita 20. Empowering megaphone. Technically, we could use 3 power ankle weights on the last 3 turns. We're holding a miracle cure already. I don't need a second one. This is good, though. We're spending our coins down. We should also be using some of our cleat hammers on these G1s. We're saving the 3 master cleat hammers for the last 3 races, but we can burn artisan cleat hammers here. I think I'm fine just taking a wit here. We could rest, sure, but we're getting another batch of 30 energy free at the end of the run. It's a great time to get 12 stamina. This run is phenomenal, by the way. I don't know if we've mentioned it. This has been a really good run. Like, really, really good. Let's do our autumn triple crown races. I'd still like around 100 more stamina. We're gonna get like 80 out of the end of the career. That's huge. Holy, oh my god. It's you just get what you want when you ask for it. Don't need any of it. Wait a minute, stamina training application? No, you saw that previously, you just glossed over it. This is probably a rest to manage energy. We have no decent trainings, so this is Japan Cup territory. Use your cleats, though. Use one artisan cleat hammer. We'll see a master cleat hammer in the final shop. There's always master cleat hammers in there. At least it feels like there's always artisan or master cleat hammers in there. Feels like there's 3 or 4 cleat hammers in general in that shop. That's mood fixed, which is also really nice. So if we don't see a good training, we could race here. Crazy wit training. And in fact, if we use a motivating megaphone here, it's going to carry over into the first turn of the finals. So we go motivating megaphone. We train wit. Did shop refresh? No, shop refresh is in 2 turns. Take this wit training. Run the Arima. We're going to be at full energy going into the finals. I mean, what more could you ask for? Do you have any hammers? Just the masters, and you're saving those. I can't tell if our shops were really good or really bad, because having 350 coins right now feels like they were bad. And that we should have spent more coins, but I don't know what else we should have spent coins on. Maybe like more cleat hammers, but how was I supposed to know we'd have this many coins this deep into the run? Yeah. 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 Alright, so what is our stat line like right now? Knowing that we get plus 70 to everything on the other side of this. Power, Guts, Vita 20, Master Cleat Hammer. There's the Cleat Hammer we were looking for. Glow Sticks, there's no reason not to. We're going to be ending this run with 400 extra shop coins. I don't know what else I could have bought for 400 extra shop coins that would have had an impact, besides every single Cleat Hammer that I ever saw. So we're getting plus 80, no, we're getting plus 70 at the end of this. We're getting plus 20, plus 20, plus 20 for the 3 races, and then we're getting plus 10 at the end. That means our speed is going to be 1184 at the end of the run. We don't need to train speed. We want to see 1 good wit training, and then 2 good power trainings. And in fact, this may be power over wit. Should it be? 19, 21, 25. Yeah, this is more raw stats. Yeah, you should take this wit training. And we still have our motivating megaphone active, so we take this wit training, and then I want to see 2 big rainbow powers. Importantly, your stamina is only going to be at like 750. So you'd like to find another 50 stamina somewhere. I don't immediately know where that comes from. Oh, and we never got our gold recovery either. We never had Toast and Jordan show up. You know, that is unfortunate. So we're going to be relying on the Trackblazer gold skill to handle our recovery. Ugh. I mean, it's okay. It's definitely less than ideal, but it's okay. Oh, we're getting 21 instead of 20. Right, because we're over 60% race bonus. Okay. It doesn't really affect our calculation, but this is probably just a wit training again. There's not really anything else going on here. So we're motivating megaphone again. Well, you could reset whistle this, actually. Yeah, you know, this isn't a great training. Let's pop a reset whistle, because we need to use these up before the end of the run anyway. That is more in line with what I was looking for. So let's go... We're not guaranteed to see a good training next turn, so let's take the full empowering megaphone and a power ankle weight. Use it or lose it. We'll drag our stamina up a little bit. Up a cleat hammer again. Okay. Speed is currently at 1165. It's going to go to 1186, 1196. This has to be a guts training or a wit training if we want to cap speed. None of these trainings are good. We might as well reset Whistle. I really don't want to see a good double rainbow power now. Single rainbow power. This would put us 1 over cap on speed. I guess. I guess so. Gosh, so many items we're just not going to use. What a weird run, man. I really wish that we had seen Toast and Jordan show up at the end. Breath of fresh air would have made this such a phenomenal stat line. But alas. Also, I'm not going to have time for a second run. This has already been an hour and 20 minutes. It's because we spent so much time screwing around on Uma.guide. Over 48,000 fans. Woo! That is a good track blazer run. That is a really, really good track blazer run. It's not perfect. There's a lot of stuff that could have been improved, but that is a very good medium runner. So late surge or savvy. Small breather's not great. Like, late race recovery doesn't actually help you hit your last spurt on time immediately when you transition to late race. I don't want to get it. It's reliable for team trial points, but it doesn't actually help you win races. Same thing with 1.5 million CC. Not every track has an uphill. Fighter works, but like, it's not great. Definitely get Dominator. Definitely get medium corners, medium straights. Rosy Outlook will not trigger. Outer Swell's good. Slick Surge is good. Fast and Furious is good. That's all of our golds. We could get Standard Distance to supplement our stamina a little bit. It's not true on every medium track, but it's true on a lot of them. The 2000 medium and the 2400 medium are both Standard Distance. It's only the 2200 that isn't. And given that the 2400 is the longest medium track that you can see and Standard Distance works there, it's not a horrible idea to get it. And then we're at 363, and we're just looking for stuff that's cheap and activates reliably. So that would be Studious, Fighter, probably some of the debuffs. Like, I don't want to buy Hesitant Pace or Hesitant Front unless I have to, though. I guess Homestretch Haste is fine, and then we're at 18. We can really only buy like one more skill. I think Corner Adept probably contributes more to us winning than Homestretch Haste does, especially because on some mediums I can get it triggered twice. Yeah, that's probably good. I wish we had bought a few more Cleat Hammers because there are a few skills in there I would have liked to pick up. But we're at 1200, 763, 1126, 579, 770. That's a scary stat line. That is a strong S+ runner. It is not a usable parent, though. Look at all these skills, man. Oh, I wish I had Breath of Fresh Air in there. But what can you do? Wait, that's our... Oh, that's our scenario record, man. That's a really good run. 35 races, 34 wins. Epithet for you, because you're a big deal. A legendary is just like a bit overwrought. I'd rather have you be phenomenal. I wouldn't describe this run as legendary. I would describe this run as phenomenal, though. Like, it was a phenomenal run. That's fair. And then let's go and slot you into team trials. You are going to be my new medium ace. Wait, what Agnes Tachyon is this? You are 11046. Remember that. You're a late surger. Sort me by rating. 11046. There you are. You're back in here as pace. We're going to work on you next, Taekyon. So that is... I really don't want to make winning ticket my S plus in long, and I'd like to rebuild my sprinters to get an S plus, but man, imagine how pleasing it would be to have all S plus aces. This also ranks us up, which is nice. It's an extra 250 carats in my pocket. I want to pull on this top road banner, but I really don't want to pull all the way to pity unless I have like a copy or two in my pocket first. Because our SRs currently are okay. They're not great, but they're okay. And we're starting to get to the point on this account where we actually don't want to pull on banners unless there's a good SSR there, because we're starting to get more duplicates and copies of SRs that we don't care about than ones that we do. 2,500 ticket wins, 1,600 Taiki wins. Grass came in third. It's not a great initial showing. Wait, how long was that race? That was a 2,400. That is a little concerning, but the third doesn't mean she, like, died. Third just means she could have gotten blocked. Or that she had the Radiant Star, like, trigger at the wrong time. If it triggers too late in the race, it has the same problem that a small breather does. Which is where it doesn't help you enter late spurt on, or last spurt on time. She might still be okay. Let's try again and see how it's looking. What do you think this time? Second on a 2,000? I still think that's, like, not a problem for you. Another shot. Medium and sprinter stakes. Nah, we don't really care about any of that. What's retention line up to? 545? We're still going to be safe. That's a big one. Okay. 5-6, incredible. It's not even our highest score. I guess we just missed skill activations. And you can see the drop-off to the two that I don't think came out quite as good. How long was that long? It was a 3,000. The ticket came in third on a... Well, actually... So she can actually handle a 3,000. Mellow's runners cannot. 747 with no golds is not going to be sufficient. 718 with 4 whites is going to be sufficient. Hey, she's right on the threshold. Yeah, I still want to remake her, but at least she performs on most of the long tracks. She's not as bad as I originally thought. Still would have liked to see more skill activations that run. That could have been a big scoring run for us. Sure. And... looking good. Looking real good. Not quite enough. Still, though. Yeah, Tamamo's not that bad. I don't know, man. I think everybody who's S right now is fine. I think we just need to focus on remaking everybody to S rank. So that's going to be our ongoing project. The bright side is that I think we have absolutely nailed our medium deck. I think our medium deck right now is extremely good. And I really wish that we had a more reliable gold than Tosin Jordan to work with, but unfortunately we don't. So we're just going to be stuck with that for a while. I'm not even sure what the better gold would be. Like, we can get Track Blazer off of the Club Point Suzuka card, but then that's not even at, like, max uncaps. I really, really don't want to be... This is thinking more towards, like, longs, but I really don't want to be running McQueen or Rice Shower. Sorry. I really don't want to be running, like, McQueen or Rice Shower in order to handle that. That's not where I want to be. Neither of those cards are very good for Track Blazer, and they have the same problem that any of the other Club Point cards do, which is that they're not going to be at max limit break either, because we are not exactly flush with club points. We just don't have like a good gold recovery in the deck right now, which is unfortunate. Maybe that's something we should try and target in some of our future pull plans, just to get our hands on like a decent generic recovery skill. We should look at when the Super Greek banner comes back, is what we should really do, because I think that's getting a rerun later this year. That would definitely be one to target, especially if it's going to get rerun during Track Blazer. Creek is such a good card for Track Blazer. But that's all stuff that we can figure out next time. For now, that's going to take care of our dailies, and that's going to take care of our run. I will see you guys around tomorrow for the Sunday Spark stream, if that is your kind of thing. We'll be streaming over here at 2 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern, going through a couple parent runs and just generally fiddling around with Track Blazer mechanics, trying some different decks out and seeing what works and what doesn't. So I'll catch you guys around for that if you're interested, but if not, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Those are metrics that I really use on my end to figure out what people are enjoying. If you have any comments, questions, critiques about the run that we did today, drop me a note in the comments and let me know. Especially if you have a favorite SSR card that has a good gold recovery on it, because I would really, really like to find one that's more consistent than what we've got to work with now. So let me know your thoughts on that. But until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one.